Hey, my lovelies, it's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this Wednesday's Facebook card reveals for you all. So, if you were drawn to card number one, we're going into the energies of strength. I absolutely love the pictations and the artwork in this particular deck. So, the card of strength, you're being really encouraged, you're being really reminded at the moment to sort of stop, to celebrate, to recognize that inner strength, that inner magic, that inner power that resides within you. Now, when the strength card shows, it could be recognizing that maybe you've been over some real tough challenges, some real tough hurdles at the moment. Maybe some of you are accessing or going into a level of strength that you never thought you sort of had sort of like access or realization of having. You know, sometimes when situations play out or happen, we have to dig so deep and we sort of feel like, oh my god, I never even felt I had this level of strength and power within me. So maybe some of you are really having to dig to the very essence of your core, to the very essence of your soul at the moment. But what's really, really important with this card, if you are being met with something that feels like a little bit of a storm or a little bit of a hurricane, because we have this huge sort of tornado in the background, you can overcome this, you can get through this as best as you can. And what's interesting here is, like, you know, she's actually taming the lion. She's got her hand around the lion's face, and it's almost like being able to tame the beast, as it were, to overcome the hurdles, to overcome the problems, to overcome the challenges of life that sometimes we're put through. And sometimes they're such scary situations, and it could be around health, it could be other people's health, it could be legal battles, it could be just mental stuff and everyday to day survival. You know, you'll know in your world where it sits, where it resonates. So it's not necessarily one particular subject matter. It could be variations of stuff, or a collection of things. But this is all about kind of being able to overcome the storm, withstand the challenges, withstand the setbacks, and an inner strength, not just a strength, but like a truth kind of your own spirit that will get you over these situations, that will get you out the other side, so that actually you can walk away. And, you know, it might feel quite sort of destructive, or it might seem quite aggressive what you're up against and what you're going through. It certainly might not be an easy journey, but it feels like a very truthful journey. And to me, moving forward with the card of strength, because she's walking away from something, she's walking forward, but I actually feel there's a lot of strength kind of coming in, but a lot of truth of how she has to sort of live moving forward. So that's coming in. Sometimes what you get with this card as well, it may be that you have a beautiful loved one in the spirit world. They could be male or female. Often this usually dictates as a mum or a grandmother type sort of figure that maybe sort of gives you quite a lot of external love, but it can be men as well. Maybe there is a really important man in your world, or someone that you just love so dearly that continues to guide you and continues to give you that beautiful strength from spirit as well. So maybe some of you are just needing that extra boost from spirit, from a higher source, and ask, and absolutely you will be able to receive that as well. So an interesting card if you've been drawn to number one. Now then, as we're moving into card number two, we're going into the energies of the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, as most of you guys that read tarot will know, is one of the most spiritually evolved cards within the deck itself. And this is, I feel, a real important time for self-belief, self-awareness, for courage, to really stand up for what you choose and what you believe in. To me, this is about being really real, being really authentic, being very unapologetic, and actually living your best life. What I love with the High Priestess card is there is an ascension to spirit world, or an ascension to heaven, but there's a realization of earth energy as well. So it's almost like the deeper that we ground ourselves, the deeper our roots go up to sort of source or the spirit world. And I feel like, you know, I'm really feeling with this card, if you've been drawn to it, this is a time for you to really believe in yourself, to really believe in your gifts and your abilities, whether it be maybe you're doing something spiritual, or maybe your gifts in a more practical, physical, everyday to day sort of way. But I think it's you as a physical person as well. So giving that beautiful gift of acceptance, giving that beautiful gift of acknowledgement, of just, you know, real love to your own spirit, that you can have whatever your heart seeks, whatever your heart desires. But I feel it's like, it's often said anybody can be spiritual. We can go to a million demonstrations of mediumship. We can go to a church every week or a centre. That doesn't actually make somebody spiritual. What makes somebody spiritual is their values, their moral compass, what they choose to do on a day-to-day basis, their own spiritual practice. That's what being truly spiritual is about, and it's always interesting with churches and centres, because there are some beautiful people, but there are also a lot of fakes. There are a lot of people that give the illusion of being very spiritual and completely the opposite, And I think what I feel like strongly with the High Priestess is essentially be spiritual, be real, be connected for yourself almost, and for source. And being truly spiritual is when the going gets tough, when things are a little bit challenging, when things are a little bit testing. That's when your higher belief is the most important, because anyone can be spiritual when it's all good, when it's all positive. But I think sometimes when the shit hits the fan, when the going gets rough, that's when to truly invest in spirit and to be truly committed to your own spirit within, that's when it truly matters. So I think some of you maybe are being sort of met with challenges, or maybe being triggered quite a lot, or maybe having to just really redesign your world, or making a stand for what you believe in. Maybe some of you at the moment with the High Priestess are really unplugging from the matrix system, or are really unplugging from aspects of your life that just do not serve, they no longer work for you. Maybe some of you really are embracing your spirituality, whether it be mediumship, psychic work, healing, divination, tarot, whatever it is, witchcraft. It could be all of that, But to me, this is a real feeling. The High Priestess is, to me, like, I suppose, a seeker and a seer of truth. So it's not just about having the spiritual values, it goes deeper than that. And I think this is a real time to be you and to be the best of who you are. So no more accommodating, no more expectations, no more degrading of yourself. Get out there and be fabulous, and be the version of the person you are and that you want to be, not what you feel society restricts you to being. Does that make sense? It's quite a deep one, this one, but that's coming in loud and clear with this card. And finally, if you've been drawn to card number 3, we're going into the energies of the Chariot. This is a really cool pictation of this card as well. So the Chariot, it says, this way or that way. So some of us might be feeling sort of a little bit stuck, a little bit torn between choices and decisions and our next move of what happens in our life. Maybe some of us are needing to make a decision. Maybe we're in a stage of limbo land and we felt maybe a little bit stuck, or a little bit restricted for a bit of time. And this is, again, giving yourself permission to go forward in your own personal journey of life in whatever direction you need to. The Chariot card is often seen as a graduation card as well. So I think it's a real important graduation and a celebration of how far you've traveled, how far you've come. Even if you're not at the destination or the place of life you hoped or you thought you would be, don't sort of degrade or take anything from yourself. Celebrate how far you have come, because there is no rule book with this journey of life. We're all winging it to a certain degree, but I think give yourself permission for the next adventure, the next experience, the next chapter of your storybook. So within the Chariot card, some of you might be moving forward in terms of spiritually, some of you might be moving forward practically, some of you might be moving forward in house of home, change of career, change of job, could be change of relationship, whatever it might be. But move forward, do things your way. And again, it's about the road or the path that you find yourself on. It doesn't have to be the final destination. It's just the next stepping stone. It's that next piece to take you further on your journey of life. So you owe it to yourself to keep moving forward. Don't stand still, don't stand stuck. Does that make sense? I really hope so. So a cool set of cards this week. I'm going to leave them with you. Stay well, stay safe, stay fab. Just a couple of quick shouts to let you know that this coming Saturday, I am back over in Swindon at Rowan's Closet. Very excited for another day over with the beautiful Kelly. We have 4 spaces left, which is quite rare because normally Swindon sells out very fast. So if you're sort of wanting to see me before I go away on holiday, then get yourself booked in at Rowan's Closet in Swindon. and it'll be lovely to see some of you there if you're wanting an in-person reading. Kelly has the times that are left, so obviously we can get you booked in. I think they're sort of morning and then midday, but yeah, so that'd be pretty cool. And then on Monday, the big one is my first night of my wellness mini sort of psychic shop and chill kind of events over in Frome, Foxy's Den. Free entry event happening from 6:30 until 10 o'clock. Come along, be amongst like-minded souls. Just a great chance to sort of de-stress, to recharge, have maybe a reading or a healing, or just be in the energy of like-minded people, or a beautiful massage, or maybe sort of your indulgence is through more spending, so maybe buying something beautiful that makes you feel empowered, whether it be a candle or a crystal or whatever it might be. But just maybe being in the energy with like-minded people that get you, where you don't have to explain yourself, or you don't have to justify yourself, particularly if you're finding the stress and the restrictions of the muggle world a little bit loud at the moment, as I know a lot of people are. So that's going to be great. So that's happening over in Frome, Foxy's Den. The other exciting piece of news is we are nearly ready to launch and to roll out our cheeky little podcast of Never Trust a Witch Bitch, which I am one of the sort of podcasters for. That sounds quite interesting, a podcaster, alongside the beautiful Carly Batten and Lucy Locke. So the three of us are going to be getting together on a weekly basis to bring you our kind of podcasts they're going to be around spirituality and life, really, you know, our experiences of life, chatting a load of shit for an hour, but hopefully in a space that keeps it real, that keeps it true, and hopefully might really resonate with some of you guys. So it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really fun. So the first podcast is now recorded. We're just sort of fine tuning a few things. We're aiming to have it out by Friday. Could be before, but Friday is our goal. So keep an eye out for that coming very soon as well. But have a beautiful week ahead, what's left of it, and a beautiful weekend. And I will see some of you lovelies very soon. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.